YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are fit and well this wonderful Sunday evening. If you're here in the UK, I hope you've got your hatches battened down. I think that's the right way of Oh gosh, so we've frozen already. I've already got warnings. Do you know what? We've just done a live stream, right, on the other channel for the members. I've just done a members live, and we had no problem at all with the stream. No problem at all. I've got my little coffee cup, the Coffee Club Crew cup earrings that I've adapted so they match all of the stuff. And if you don't know what that looks like, hang on, look, I can show you here. Look, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Look, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Look, there's the Coffee Club Crew. That's so cool. That's our channel membership, right? I've just done a live stream over there for an hour chatting to people about everything and nothing. The point system, if you run people over, that was a joke, I hope. Prison cell blockade, also, what else did we talk about today? Comedy programs, all sorts of bits and pieces. And that's what we've just done for an hour. Not a single glitch, not a single problem with the stream. And as soon as we come on here, it freezes. So yeah. Anne says it. Good evening, my darling. I will do your reading hopefully very, very soon. Let's have a look at who is on. I'm going to hit that. So it's there, it's on the system. Thank you very much for that, Anne. Right then, let's have a look. Oh my gosh, thank you, Renata. I've just seen what I typed. Good evening to Shannon Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, otherwise known as Sarah. Good evening to Ed. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening to Renata. Good evening to somebody that can't type. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Holland from Blue Chalice. Good evening to Neens O'Day. I still love that name. Absolutely. Yes, I know, Renata. I know. As Patricia says there, look, if you would like to donate, you can do so via the $ under the live chat to send a super chat, and that will queue jump, get your question straight into the doodah, straight the first cab off the rank, all of that. So you'll get straight preferential. I don't even know what I'm saying. You'll get preferential treatment and your reading will be done first, is what I'm trying to say. I read for super chats first. If they come in really, really, lots of them come in, I'll do all of those first, and then I'll go on to open up a free reading. All of these details are now in the destruction box. My brain gave me like a second warning, and then my brain was like, that's not the right word. But my mouth was already saying it, and that's why that triggered the laughing. But yes, it's in the destruction box, just down below. Sorry, my ADHD is running full form today, and there's now I can do about it. Good evening to Sharon. I know, right? Bloody technology, Sarah. It's annoying. Hopefully the stream will be okay today. Renata, have an early night if you need to. Absolutely. Do get yourself to bed if you need to. Listen to your body. Yes. And if your body is telling you to eat cake, then eat some cake, my darling. Just, you know what I'm saying. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Look at that, Holland. Thank you very much. I was about to say so. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice, or house building advice, or plumbing advice, or computer building, computer graphics advice. Don't ask me any of these things. I cannot answer any of these questions. I can probably work out how to put one brick on top of another with a bit of splodge of cement if I needed to, but I can't tell you any advice about building a property. Anyway, moving on. I was trying to make that funny and it just wasn't working, was it? I know, right? I know, right? Watch this live. So yes, don't do any of those things. If you need professionals in your life, go and seek out a professional. Basically, you wouldn't come to me to do brain surgery, right? You wouldn't come to me to do, I don't know, you got a dodgy tooth and you need a wisdom tooth coming out. You wouldn't go to me for that. So equally, don't go to me for medical advice or computer gaming advice. Yes, Holland. What you do, how you build a computer computer is you find a relatively inexpensive within reason amount of money to spend on a computer, and you put it on your Christmas list, and then you hope and pray that your lovely husband buys you it for Christmas. That's what I did. What's the best way to build a log cabin? Well, you have to start with your Lego bricks. Obviously, that's what you do. You build it out of Lego first, and then you have to start chopping it down in the woods. Okay, that's how that happens. What should you use to operate on your sister's brain? I find a Black & Decker drill. It works quite well for trepanning. Okay, you do get a bit of mess and a bit of gore, but if you need to trepan, that's the word, see, then that will relieve the pressure, and then just go in with a pointy stick. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's only a brain. It's not going to be a problem. Neens. Yeah, about right. Hi, Lisa, says Chan's Juicy Tarot. Hello, my darling. What is your profile picture? What is that? It looks really good. That looks really good. I know, right? First thing you got to build is your logs. Build your logs first. And if you need advice on how to build decent sized logs, a high fiber diet normally works. And on that note, oh gosh, look at this. You didn't need to send that. That's all right, my darling. You can ask a question that's fine. We can do that. You did one. Oh God, look at this. Look at Blooming Patricia showing off. Patricia did once build a computer, a motherboard, audio card, and lots of other bits and pieces. They all slot together, or they did 25 years ago. That's good. That's good. Took me until today to be able to make my two monitors the same size, and it was all to do with the resolution. So I had to sort all of that out. It took literally today I managed to do it, because one of my monitors was like zoomed in. So as I'd move the mouse across, it would go normal size, giant, and then on the second monitor everything was like giant. Was really annoying, and then I sorted it out. You was a clever person once. Notice the past tense. I know, right? Sharon Ann Lopez, we're getting to the questions. I've got Juicy Chans. Yeah. It's going to be one of those streams, isn't it? I've got Juicy Chan in the chat with a tarot reading, and Anne says it in the chat with a tarot reading. So yeah, I've got a couple in at the moment. I will do these two, and then we'll open up a free round. So then, what do you need to do to get a tarot reading on this channel? Well, the details are all down in the description box, or the destruction box, whatever you want to call it, just down below. It says it. It says it just down below. You like the Empress poster in the background? You know, I have had this for blooming years and years. I've had this Empress. I've got a fabric one as well, but it's too big to go there. And when I was rearranging the backdrop, I was going to hang it here on the wall just behind. And then I was like, oh, but then the cabinet, and then I need this, and then I need that. But yes, the Empress is my absolute favorite tarot card of all time. of all time. All time. No, there's no saving in building your own computer now. Your best bet is, unless you want a top spec gaming computer, that's the only people that tend to build them now, because generally speaking, most of the chips and the fish and the chips that are in your computer, they're mostly all the same. They're mostly like Intel, whatever's just for everyday computing. You're normally fine. Anyway, right, let's get some tarot readings going, shall we? Wispy is in fine form at the moment. Let me just turn that up. There we go. Don't forget, ding your bell, everybody, if you haven't already. Hopefully you're hitting that like button, because I do like the likes, if that makes sense. If you can hit that like button, that is absolutely lovely. That's lovely. Lovely. What is it? Lovely. That's lovely. If you can hit the like button for me, thank you very much. Also, you do have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes. So if you're not subscribed but you want a free reading, hang on a second. By the time I get to open a round, you'll be able to type in the chat to get yourself in with a chance for a free reading. So you might as well go and click that subscribe button right now. And also, why not have a look at our membership over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, because as I say, we do have quite an active membership, and we do a live stream every week, and there's all sorts of perks for it over there. So go and have a look at that if you want. Why am I bringing up my keyboard? That was a bit weird. I meant to bring down the camera, the card cam. But anyway, right then, let's have a look. What's this? Hang on, just before I do. All right, Renata, see you on Tuesday, my darling. Have a lovely start to the week, and I'll see you Tuesday. Holland can't build a log cabin, but does know how to compose music, watercolor, sculpt with clay, design for 3D print, code a website, make jewelry, and a few other bits. So you let yourself off. Absolutely, my darling, absolutely. You do lots of other bits and pieces. I was listening to, what's the most recent one you've done on Kazoo Orchestra? Because I was listening to it, and then I went back and I was watching the also Sprach Zarathustra, and the comments on that, and a couple of the other ones, because they do make me giggle. So if you don't know, Holland doesn't just do Holland from Blue Chalice. Holland also has a YouTube channel called Imaginary Kazoo Orchestra, and it's very funny. And believe it or not, it's just one it was Happy Birthday. That was the most recent one. And it's just one person. I mean, it's a whole imaginary kazoo orchestra, and they tackle classical music and folk music, and Happy Birthday is the latest. Exactly. I just remembered it before you said it. So yeah, and it's very much fun. Go and have a look. Holland, feel free to put the link in the chat. While you do that, my darling, I am going to go across to nope, not that screen. What screen am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for the camera. There we go. That's it. It feels like I haven't done this for the longest time, even though we have, purely and simply because obviously last week's or Tuesday's stream, whichever one it was, got a bit delayed or whatever happened. So there we go. Right, here we go. So then let's get the ball rolling. We are going to start a reading. Now, before we do anything, as always, I'll cleanse the space and I'll bring in Wispy, who is an air elemental dragon. Again, the link to that is down in the comment section, down in the description box. So if you want to find out exactly what Wispy is and how I interact and where Wispy came from, all of those details are down in the description box. So then I've got two decks on the desk, two desk decks. I've got the Connolly Tarot deck. This is the second edition one with the Celtic design backs, and I've got the Fifth Spirit Tarot here as well. And so the reason I like the Connolly deck isn't necessarily because the deck is particularly wonderful. It's just a Rider-Waite clone, but it is the first deck, or the deck that I use the longest. At one point, I'd been using this deck for about 12 years, the first edition one, and now that version has I've retired it. It is in its own special little place in the collection. But this deck is quite a colorful, quite a nice, vibrant version of the Rider-Waite, with a few differences. So it is quite a nice deck for me to read from. So there's that one, and we've also got the Fifth Spirit deck, which is one of my favorite modern decks, and this has got all of the modern imagery, lots of different body diversity. We've got people with differing abilities, different gender identities, different races, different body types, you name it, we've got it in this deck. It's absolutely wonderful. So yep, we'll be kind of flicking between the two, I feel, tonight. So then, Anne says it, you are the first reading for tonight, my darling. So then let's get going. Will G and I be able to continue our project together in February or March at the Institute? Let me just have a look right then. So also, I'm going to open this can of pop. Hopefully Rufus is going to bring me in a coffee soon, because I've drunk my coffee when I was on the other stream. So yeah, I've got a can of pop, because you know that's healthy, isn't it? It is zero, it's zero, so it's better than it could be. Right then, so will G and I be able to continue our project together in February or March at the Institute? Wispy, that's what Anne says it would like to know. So will Anne and G be able to continue their project together? That's what we want to know, Wispy. So then, oh gosh, we've had a card. I don't know whether that was me that flipped it or whether that was just in the deck like that. So I'm going to flip it back. And then if Wispy, there we are, look. Oh, we've got several cards, a couple of cards. So then, Wispy, if you want those cards to come out, you have to flip them yourself. Oh, dear. With no space here for a lazy dragon, I'm afraid, Wispy. Not that I'm calling you lazy. I'm not, honest. Right then. Talk about payback. Talk about payback. If you want... if I want a card to flip, and then he flips half the deck. Right, okay, come on, Wispy, my friend. Let's not be like that today. We're still down 2 dragons, so you know, let's not do that. Right then, Wispy, will G and I be able to continue our project together, says Anne. We're going to do this, Anne, as a invert triangle, because that is my new favorite deck. I nearly said my new favorite spread, and we're going to have a look at the where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunities are. Ooh, okay. And then everything that's underlying it, and then the roots. Ooh, interesting. So these are all minor cards. Okay, all minor arcana cards. Let me just bring them. There we go. If I move your bell over, Wispy. Oh gosh, can't pick that up. There we go. And I move the speaker a little bit. So I move those cards a little bit and move everything up. There we go. Move everything out of the way. You can see that a bit clearer there on screen. So in the where you are right now, we've got the, sorry, brain, fingers not working. We've got the 9 of Swords. Now, swords for me is all about oh yeah, no, that is right. Swords for me is all about trouble and strife, but there is an element with this card where it differs very much from the standard. Now, the standard is talking about sleepless nights. Now, you can kind of infer that by this background here, that it is a dusk or an evening time setting. But the 9s are when, for me, something is full. So it feels like there's a massive challenge at the moment between you and G with this project. It feels like these challenges are also coming from G. They're not necessarily coming from you. So whatever these challenges are, it feels like there's going to be some obstacles for you to overcome, some hurdles for you to get past. Now, because this is reversed, as I say, I think these obstacles are coming towards you. It's not your own creation. It's not you that is basically gone, let's not do it this way, let's do it that way, let's do this, let's do that. It's like this is being imposed on you somehow. Oh, that's going to be annoying. There we go. The Knight of Wands in the what you need to know. There's a certain bit here. I don't know whether this is you maybe bluffing, or whether this is G bluffing. This card is a bit bluffy to me. It's a bit like, you know, I've got all the finery on, but I've also my fighting pike seems to be sprouting leaves, and, you know, isn't necessarily a full-on fighting pike. It's not sharpened, there's not a metal end on it, so it's like, you know, I'm here to go to battle, everything's good, and yay, let's go. But then the weapon is a bit sort of just ripped from an average tree. Do you know what I mean? So this is very much, one's is security, one's is confidence, but this feels like a bit of bluffing going on, a little bit of fake it till you make it with this card. So I don't know what that is in relation to these challenges. It almost feels like the challenges are here and you're somehow getting through it. Just, do you know what I mean? It's not like you are solving all the problems and fixing everything. It feels very much like you're putting a brave face on things to get through to the next stage. The Page of Cups coming up in the opportunity position. Pages about youthfulness, so young, innocent, naive type energy. They can often be seen about learning. Cups is the emotional suit, but we do have a koi carp. Now, in the Japanese tradition, anytime you see a koi carp, it relates to strength. It's like a warrior type imagery. So in this deck, it's talking about that. It's talking about, you know, this being a learning curve in terms of friendship, in terms of romantic relationships, in terms of following your heart, following your desires. But there's also this element of, I think you need strength. And so this is really interesting when we look at that as a three-way reading. So we've got this element of some issues being brought to your attention, perhaps causing sleepless nights, perhaps causing, you know, a bit of a worry, a bit of a concern that you are kind of bluffing your way through, which is going to lead you to opportunities for you to actually learn, actually grow, and do so in a friend or romantic setting. I'm not quite sure where that comes in, but anyway, let's have a look. So the root tissue between these is money, keeping your feet on the ground whilst, keeping your feet on the ground whilst reaching up for new goals, to bring new money in, to bring new work prospects in. So there's a lot here. Literally, you can see this person is stood on two discs and there's two here. So this is all about reaching up for new lofty heights, new goals, new ambitions, while still remaining grounded and still remaining, you know, with your feet on the ground. There's a certain element here of wanting to improve and wanting things to develop, but remembering from a financial perspective that you've got to make sure that everything is feasible and that you're going to get the outcome financially and work-wise that you want. Now, in terms of going from the Knight of Wands to the Page of Cups, we've got the Two of Cups. So I don't know whether, because again, I don't remember readings once I've done them, man, but I don't know whether it was you that was having this, was it you that was having the meeting and the underlings, and that you were working for yourself in a consultancy level? I think that's you that I'm remembering. Again, my memory isn't great. I had to learn to let readings go. Once I've done a reading, it's gone. Otherwise, you know, 28, 29 years later, my brain would be even more befuddled than it is. But the linking tissue between this idea of somebody bluffing and it being a little bit all for show, leading to this romantic element, is this, which is arguably the most romantic card in the deck. It's, a lot of people will say the Lovers is, but the Lovers is very much more about, or for me, is very much more about a physical connection, a connection with somebody else that is potentially spiritual, potentially there's lots of different ways that can be viewed. But for me, the Two of Cups is only about a romantic connection. Because Cups is that emotional suit, especially when it's upright. Cups is that emotional suit, and the Two is always for me about people coming together. So it can be coming together on a project, which would be the Two of Pentacles maybe, or coming together on something that is going to lift you up and make you feel more confident, which would be the Two of Wands. Coming together in battle or as an argument or as a conflict would be the Two of Swords. This is that coming together as a couple romantically, and that's what's linking these two. So if I'm right, and this is the reading, and you are the person of the readings that I'm thinking about, then yeah, there is definitely this connection here. There is definitely this bond between you and G. Now the interesting card at the root, we've got we've got hippie Jesus. I mean, let's just get that out the way, right? Tell me this is not hippie Jesus at the last summer wearing my favorite eyeshadow combination of pink and purple. You know what I mean? This is just hippie Jesus, isn't it? With the tie-dye background and everything. But it is reversed, and it is the 9 of Cups. Now, I always say that Cups is the emotional suit, and the 9s are when we are full, 10 is overflowing. So this card is talking about there being a lot of emotion coming from this situation at the moment. The root of it, there is a lot of emotion involved, and I don't know whether, because this is reversed, whether that is causing some issues and causing some blockages in this development, this project moving forward. It does feel like it's how can I put it? Because it's the root, it is literally kind of like the underlying card for all of this. But it's almost like there's a romantic connection here that you're not really wanting to acknowledge, or one of you isn't able to acknowledge. Do you know what I mean? It feels almost like unrequited somehow, at least at the moment. This is the interesting one in the card for me, and the opportunity when we go up this line. So I'll do that now. Let's show you the line. So we take this card out, and then we get more of a past energy to future energy reading. So we've got the problems that are around and that have surfaced with the 9 of Swords. We then go to this element of keeping your feet on the ground whilst reaching for that betterment, reaching for that next level in the workplace or financially, which leads us to this emotional disconnect or distrust with the 9 of Cups reversed. This sort of element of not maybe wanting to acknowledge, or not necessarily being able to acknowledge feelings, which we then go to, as you're wanting to develop the work side, we've also got this connection on a physical or romantic level, a sort of, you know, more of the sort of, do you know what I mean? More of the wow, more of that boom chicka wah wah type feeling, which then leads us up to the Page of Cups, which is about learning and growing and following that emotional strand, following your heart. So in terms of will your project continue, I think it might, but this card and this row, it's almost like work, personal life. See what I mean? Work, personal life, and we're headed into the personal life element. So if there is a hint of anything between you and G, I think you may find that comes up in February, March time. And it just depends on, you know, HR, I guess. But anyway, Anne, I hope that helps, my darling. I don't know if it does. Let me know in the comments if I've got the right, if I'm thinking about the right series of readings. Let me just raise that up a little bit. Let me have a look on the live chat. G and I are friends. Sometimes I think he wants more, but he seems confused. That's where the 9 is coming in. You've been suggesting some new ideas now for how to go forward, and he seems open, but you need to talk in February. I honestly think there is a romantic connection from one of you. So if it's not coming from you, it's absolutely coming from G. Absolutely, because that 9 of Cups reversed coming in with that 2 of Cups. Absolutely there is a connection here. Absolutely there is a connection here. It just depends on whether you want to move it forward. Not the same, but you have asked about him in the past. I think I'm remembering the past reading. Yeah. So yeah, I would say there is definitely a connection moving forward, 100%. It just depends on how you want to take that, because that 9 of Cups, that root card, can literally go either way. It's literally saying there's a lot of emotions here. You can either dive into it and go for it, in which case that leads you to the 2, which is a romantic connection, which leads you to the Page, which is a whole new adventure, a whole new learning, romantic learning, following your heart, all of that. Or that reversed nine of cups, that could be saying that you don't want that, you don't want that connection, you don't want to follow through on that, in which case the two becomes more of a challenge, like that's maybe what one party wants and not the other, and that leads to that page of cups being more about learning to kind of coexist without that sexual romantic energy coming in between you. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, my darling, but thank you ever so much for your question. Ellis is here. Good evening, Ellis. You're warm today, but a couple of days ago your heating went on a bleak and it reached 8 degrees inside the house. You weren't happy. No. I can understand that entirely, my darling. I can understand that entirely. Yep. Absolutely. When that happens, under the duvet. That's it. You're having a duvet day. Oh, I'm glad that helps, Anne. I really am, my darling. Let us know how it goes. You buggered off to your mum. Oh, gosh, that's just popped in as well. Thank you, Neens. You buggered off to your mum's. Absolutely. That's the other way around it. Libraries, warm spaces, they call them. But yeah. Right. Chance Juicy Terror, my darling. You are up. Let's roll. Cleansing the space as always, and I'm going to bring in Wispy. Don't forget, everybody, if you haven't already, hit that bell and hit the subscribe button and ding your bell. That's what I was trying to say. And then change your settings to all. That way YouTube may tell you when I go live or upload a video. It may do. It's supposed to. Whether or not it does is a whole other question. But yeah, it's supposed to is all I can say on that. Right then, Wispy. Chance Juicy Tarot would like to know what is coming up for them in the next few weeks. So what is coming up for Chance Juicy Tarot in the next few weeks? Let me just have a wee look. Hang on. I've got some new... Oh, gosh. I've got some new spreads on my board. Let's have a look. What do we want? Oh, Wispy, is this you knocking this? Is this going to be the card of the day that comes up multiple times? I am going to put it back in because I wasn't paying attention to what I was reading then, to what I was doing in terms of the shuffling. So I don't know how that popped out. Okay, Wispy, I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying. Right. If that is definitely a flip card, right? So it was that way up, which is that way up, which is the 10 of coins. Right then. Okay, Wispy, I hear you. 10 of coins is your challenge, not your challenge card, Jesus, your clarifying card. So this is your clarifying card. This is telling us about what's happening at the moment. So what is the 10 of discs, the 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles? It is talking about it being time to rest. You've done your job, my darling. You've done your job. You've done your time. You now get paroled. I've been watching far too much Prisoner Cell Block H. But yeah, you've done your time. It's retirement time. It's time to sit down and watch the world go by. However, it's reversed. It's reversed. So it's basically saying, although you should be able to retire, you should be able to take some time off. At the moment, you can't. You've just got to keep going. Okay, you've just got to keep ticking at the moment. Now, I do have an interesting spread, and this is a spread about kind of being a bit stuck and directionless. Oh, I need to sneeze. Oh, bear with me. Oops. Oh, sorry, everybody. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. That was my fault. I turned it off to sneeze and I forgot to put it back on. Oh, gosh. That's funny. Hopefully you can all hear me now. So I've got a spread, Chance, that is talking about moving forward, how to let go and how to, I know, right? Thanks, Ellis. How to get out of a rut. Is that what you're wanting, my darling? Because it feels like this is the reading that I should be doing for you. It feels like this moving forward energy. Sorry, everyone. I know. It's funny because I did actually press it. It's a button on the mic itself here. And I don't know what that fluff is, but anyway, it is. I thought so, my darling. I thought so. It is. It's very strange because I pressed the button to come back and I didn't check that the light was on. Anyway, right. This is why you feel stuck at the moment. Oh, the 9 of Cups. Another repeat. Interesting. What's your first step? How do you start to get out of this rut? We've got the Knight of Wands. Oh, this is just my shuffling. Hang on, everybody. If we get multiple repeats, it's down to my shuffling. So I'm going to put those. If it repeats like that, where they're literally back to back the same, that is a shuffling error. So do apologize, everybody. Let me separate these out entirely into the deck. And then I will do a riffle. Sorry, everyone. I know, right? You wouldn't think I've been doing this 20 odd years, would you? Nearly 30 years. Can you imagine? And also, I can't do riffle shuffles. But anyway, we've got a bit of a mix going on there. So there we go. Right then. Wispy, I'm bringing you back in because that shuffle was crap. So it's the same bloody card. Okay. Okay. You saw me riffle shuffle. You saw me start to shuffle. And that's come up again. So thank you, Wispy. I genuinely don't know what to say. And for those of you that are maybe watching this thinking, oh, she knows how to do like magic tricks and stuff, and she's watched where that card went. Absolutely not. My fibro makes shuffling difficult, and that has just happened. So that card has jumped out again as your clarifying card. Just wow. Thank you, Wispy. That is a bit bonkers. Right then. So sorry, card jumps. Once a card jumps, we do the cut. It's going again. It's going again. Oh, is it? That's now a block, right? So that's done. So then, stuck in a rut. Let's have a look. Why are you stuck in this rut? Okay, Page of Cups has come up again. It's just going to be a repeat stream, isn't it? Page of Cups has come up. Right. The 2, how do we start to move forward and letting go of this feeling or this lack of mobility? We've got the 7 of Swords. That's interesting. And then we go to what do you need to let go of? Queen of Cups. What else do you need to let go of? So these are the 2 elements you need to let go of. And we've got the 6 of Cups. And then what you need to focus on moving forward. So what is coming up? How you get out of this rut? We've got a lot of, again, lots and lots of minor cards, no majors. So looking through the lens of the needing to retire, needing to take some time, needing to acknowledge that you've accomplished a lot, but not being able to for whatever reason, that's the lens we're looking through. So then why are you stuck in this rut? Page of Cups is talking, when it's this way around, is talking about innocence, repeating cycles. So there is something here where either you are being taken advantage of in terms of your emotional kind of self, your how can I put it? Your kindness is being abused, right? if that makes sense. Your willingness to help others is being taken advantage of. That's what it feels like. So that's why you're stuck in this position. That's why you're not able to keep moving forward, to keep momentum coming, because it really does feel like this card is holding you back. It's like whatever you want to do, however you want to move forward, excuse me, there's always somebody here trying to take advantage of your kindness, trying to take advantage of your goodness, if that makes sense. What's your first step? Your first step is recognizing that this is going on. So you need to recognize that there are some issues in your life in general, and that you need to be aware of this. Okay, because we've got the Seven of Swords. Sevens are always about difficult questions, difficult answers, trying to find ways out of situations. And in this case, we've got the Seven of Swords. So these two people are playing their musical instruments, because look, they've uncovered all of these swords and they've stuck them in the ground and they've solved the issues. These swords are no longer an issue. We've got lovely blue hilts. Everything's now resolved. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's play some music. However, these two aren't being noticed. These two are here in the background, waiting to fall in that cloud, like raindrops in on a wedding day or something. They are waiting to drop when you least expect them. So this is saying, what is your first step in moving forward with your life in general? You need to find what these issues are to help you moving forward, if that makes sense. You need to be able to do that. So what are the two things excuse me, what are the two things you're letting go of? This is that emotional. These are both emotional cards. So we've got the Queen of Cups. Now, I don't know whether this is talking about a maternal figure in your life, or whether you are being seen as the maternal figure with either your own children, or with, you know, people taking on the role of a child in your life, inverted commas. But the Queen of Cups is that nurturing kind of energy, that warm, loving, caring, all of that. But she's reversed, which again, coming up with this one about being taken advantage of, it really does feel like somebody somewhere is pulling on the heartstrings, and that you need to be able to kind of, with this seven here, you need to be able to basically go, what is going on? What is happening? Do you know what I mean? Because it feels like, again, this is you being taken advantage of. In terms of the other thing, this feels like this is really connected, because the six here is the Six of Cups. And again, the Six of Cups is talking about being able to, it's a community card. It's a lots of people around you card. It's a card talking about being able to, you know, have that family connection, that big family connection where you're celebrating, you know, bringing in children, bringing in large families, having all of this lovely, lovely, lovely vibe. But if it's linked in with this Queen, then it comes with conditions. So there is something here. It feels very much like this is some sort of family. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Like bitchiness within the family, or promises within the family. Somebody within the family is taking advantage, and it's almost saying, you know, if you don't do this, this, and this, you ain't going to see the grandkids. Do you know what I mean? It feels very much that sort of vibe. And again, I don't know how old you are. I don't know whether kids or grandkids fits. If it's friends, then if you haven't got kids, it could be with your friendship circle, a little bit of like Real Housewives energy going on, so that you should be able to rest and relax and chill. But all of this is happening. It's almost like, do you know what I mean? It's almost like, you know, when grandma and granddad become unpaid babysitters and nannies, where the parents have got kids, but they go, oh, I can't afford childcare, you look after them. And you're like, and the parents or the grandparents are like, but we looked after you, and I don't mind taking them, you know, for a couple of hours while you do shopping, but I kind of have my own life, and I don't really want to be a nanny for your kids for, you know, all day, every day while you're at work and they're at school. That's after school. That's not really what I've got in mind. And it's like, that's expected. And I don't think it is that, but it's something along those lines, if that makes sense. What should you focus on moving forward? Now, this is interesting because if this queen is representing somebody else in your life, then she's a right bitch. A right bitch, a right royal bitch, right? Queen of Swords. Swords is the challenge suit. Swords is the suit that's all about obstacles and challenges. And she is, look at this face. Look at this face. Cold, uncaring, mean. She's just, you know, giving mirror on the wall vibes. She's just not a happy queen, but she's got a sword and she is quick to wield that sword. That sword could be her tongue. So she could be really quick with her tongue, really vicious, really sort of, this is the ultimate bitch in the tarot deck. Okay. Queen of Swords for me is the ultimate bitch, the nasty bitch, the Regina George of the deck, right? Even though she has an upswing in the movie and in the musical and all of that, here absolutely not. She is not a nice person at all. So you need to be aware of her, because this energy is what you need to focus on to get out of this situation. Okay, so to get out of this, you've got so many cups here that this feels very much like it is all to do with your emotions, your feelings, and all tied up with this sort of family or friendship group. And yet what you should be able to do at the moment is to chill. You've done your time, you've done the work, you should be able to hang out now. And again, this isn't necessarily about age. It's not saying that you are a grandmother or a mother or a parent in any way, or this is just talking about you should be able now to chill. It could be that you need to become the bitch, absolutely, or at least, because it's reversed, it's not necessarily about becoming the bitch, it's about taking on some of that bitchiness and dealing with the queen here that's reversed. Okay, because this queen is also reversed. So the one thing I would say, Queen of Cups is the nurturing energy. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is that nurturing, loving, caring, easy to take advantage of vibe. That's what we're letting go of, and what we're going to focus on is that bitchiness. So it might be that you've got to really lay down the law, and you've really got to say, no, I'm not doing that. I that doesn't work for me. Sorry, can't do that anymore. And that will get perceived as you being the bitch, whereas actually it's just you putting boundaries in place. And I've got to tell you, one of the first things we learn when anybody does a counseling course, the first thing you learn about is boundaries and how to put those boundaries in place. I am not the world's best person at putting boundaries in place, but I do recognize how important they are. So yeah, hopefully, Chans, that makes sense. I really hope that makes some sense. Divine Grace, yep, send any amount on the super chat. People generally were sending like $5, €5, but $2, €2, £2, whatever you want to send. I hope that helps. Was it accurate, Chans? Because I've got no idea. I don't know how old you are, my darling. If you turn around and say to me that makes no sense because I'm 17 and you know there's definitely no children, no family circles in my life. We are all the epitome of the loving, friendly, Enid Blyton, you know, whitewashed family. We are all just happy-go-lucky, loving each other, Brady Bunch type situation. Then it's definitely wrong. But if that makes sense, then yeah, hopefully that does make sense. Absolutely, Ellis. God, you're wise. Asserting boundary. Sorry. Let me do this in. There we go. Can you hear the music? Asserting boundaries and having a backbone will always be misread as you being a bitch by people that aren't ready or willing to take accountability for themselves. Absolutely, 100 bloody %. put in the back, but especially if you haven't done that in the past, suddenly asserting boundaries, learning about boundaries when you've been somebody's, you know, go to whatever. Oh, you'll do it. Oh, you'll do it. Oh, you're the lapdog. You know, you go and do the thing. Suddenly saying no is an incredibly powerful thing, and also it shakes up a lot of power dynamics in friends and in situations. It really does, because what you find is that actually the people around you have been around you for what you can give them, not because they want to be in your life. And the minute you start putting boundaries in and saying, actually, I'm not available 24/7 to be your free counselor, or to be your free, you know, taxi, or to be your free whatever. I'm not available, and I've got my own issues and my own life that I need to prioritize. The minute you start doing that, you see their reaction. And from my experience, people's reactions to that goes one of two ways. Either they go, okay, no problem, understood. Well, let me know when you're free and we'll do coffee, or let me know when you're free for a chat, or whatever. They either go that route, or they go, but that's not fair because, and then give you a load of either aggression or a load of guilt tripping, a load of gaslighting about how you need to be there for them. So it's a very, very, very empowering thing to be able to say, actually, that doesn't work for me, I'm afraid. And you can be really polite about it, but some people just don't want to hear it. And it's fascinating. I know that in my own life with my own siblings and family and everything else, there are certainly times where once those boundaries are in place, the reaction is fiery reaction. Anywho, let's have a look. Neens, my darling. I just I love that name. It's so lovely. Neens O'Day. It feels like you should be in a noir film set in the 40s. You know what I mean? Where you're like, where the narrator's like, she was called Neens O'Day, and she was the mole that every mafia boss wanted, but she was nobody's mole. She was her own woman in a time of, you know, and it feels like you should be there in black and white with a cigarette, herbal cigarette, obviously, on a long stick with a hat and a fur coat, and be like, no, fellas, nobody messes with Neens O'Day. You know what I mean? Like that sort of gangster type. Imagine. At least in my head, that's what I think when your name pops up. Neens O'Day. Oh yes. That is the femme fatale. That's the word. That is the femme fatale in the 1940s gangster noir, 1950s gangster noir film in my head. Yes, that's oh, I do talk some shit on streams, don't I? Right then, let's do your reading. So let's have a look. Now we've set you up as a femme fatale gangster's mole secretly running the entire country in the background in a black and white movie. Now we've got you there. Let's see what the cards have got in store. Oh gosh, right then. So we cleanse the space as always and bring in Wispy. Wispy, this is Neens. Forget everything I said about her being in a noir film in the whatever times. Let's have a look. What is going on with Neens? Well, do you know what it is? You're carrying a violin case around without a Tommy gun. I think, is that what they were called? A Tommy gun? Atomic gun. It's definitely not an atomic gun. Definitely a Tommy gun. Oh, you see, now all I've got in my head is scenes from The Mask. This is not good. My brain is free falling here, there, and every bloody where. Let's have a look. Oh, you'd like to spend a day inside Lisa's brain? Yeah, no, that would not be good. Hang on. Have we all remembered to hit the thumbs up button? Hit the thumbs up and then ding your bell so that YouTube lets you know each and every time I upload a video. Thanks very much. We'll go live. Thanks very much. I don't like spending a day inside my brain. I really don't. Lisa's Brain movie though would be a very good film. Would not be your first choice of habitat. No, it gets very, and also there's a lot of other voices in my A lot of other voices and noise in my brain 24/7. You would get no rest, Ellis. It would be like living on top of a nightclub that is also on top of a A&E department, that is also on top of a bustling shopping mall, that is also on top of a 5-runway airport. And when I say on top of, I mean in the exact same space, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, TARDIS type thing, where it all coexists at the same time, whilst also having political debates and hot topic discussions and trauma. All of that going on simultaneously at the same time, all happening at once. 3 words to describe simultaneous. I know, right? That is what it would be like. Anyway, Neens, right then, Wispy, my friend, let's get into it for Neens. What is going on with Neens? What is going on with her? What the ever-loving flaming neck is going on with Neens? That's what we want to know. What is going on with Neens? Oh. Okay, Wispy, thank you. I know Wispy likes this deck. So this is the deck when Wispy was first created. Again, description box down below. Go and have a look for how I created an air dragon. When Wispy was first created, this is the deck that I was using. So Wispy is very, very familiar with this deck. And so we've got the 7 of Swords. Bear with. We've got the 7 of Swords coming up as your clarifying card. So there's decisions, unmade decisions, difficult decisions that are coming up as your obstacle, and unknown on the horizon, unknown issues yet to be fully revealed that you think perhaps are behind you, and you think perhaps you're in a better place moving forward, whereas actually there's still some stuff to deal with. Let's have a look. So let's see what's hang on, let me go back onto the live. Neens, what area is this? Do you just want a general? Because I've got some new spreads where we can sort of fine-tune things a little bit. Oh yeah, all of that, thank you, all of that. So Neens, if it is just a general reading, then I can do that. But if there's a specific area, this is suggesting there's more of a specific area or something that's happening. So if you do want a more of a specific approach, I can do that for you, certainly, 100%. If you just want it general, just let me know and I can do that instead. It feels like there is something. It feels like this is connecting to something. I just don't want to start going off on a tangent. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna lay the cards, and then mods, if Neens responds with an area of focus, just let me know in the chat, in the mod chat, if that makes sense, and then I'll stay off the live so I can do the reading. Right then, so what I'll do, we'll look at the same where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Okay. So did I cut the cards already? I don't think I did. Wispy, if I did cut the cards, you need to reassemble them as you see fit. So then let's have a look. I don't think I did the drop. Oh, we got straight down the middle almost. That's cool. Right then. So we've got bloody Page of Swords. Okay. Interesting. The Ace of Cups coming up in what you need to know, and the King of Cups coming up in the opportunity card. Okay. So these are all, again, minors. Lots of minors. Oh, that's a nice card. Lots of minor cards. Oh, we do have the major, the first major of the evening, an hour in. Right then. So let me have a quick mods, nothing coming up on the mod stream. Right, so I guess that we're doing a general. So the where you are at the moment, Page of Swords. What is so this issue that's happening, just the general, she said she's a scatterbrain. Okay, thank you, Patricia. You're talking to, one of the world's biggest scatterbrains. I'm not saying my brain is big, I'm just saying that whatever size my brain is, it is scattered across the multiverse. Anywho, these decisions, whatever's been going on and whatever is these obstacles and challenges are, coming up in the where you are, I think it's still ongoing. Now, the page, I don't know whether you've got children or whether this is a childlike energy around you. So it could be somebody who is being childlike, not childish. Okay, so the knights are more childish. They want what they want when they want it. The pages are more childlike, a bit more innocent, a bit more prone to, they're still on the path of discovery. Now this is reversed, so it's saying that whatever this issue is that is around you right now, whatever this issue is around this innocent, slightly naive, slightly easily led type of vibe I'm getting from this card, whatever this is, it's not necessarily coming from you. It's like it's going on around you right now. In the what you need to know, we've got the Ace of Cups. So this is talking about a new start romantically. So I don't know whether you're looking at a new relationship or a new friendship, or whether this is just like hitting a reset button on a relationship that you've got at the moment. But it feels very much like this is, I think it's more of a reset rather than a brand new vibe, if that makes sense. It's almost like this ace has been around for a while. So either there's something that is now starting up, in other words, you've had a connection or a possibility of a connection with somebody that is now starting, or it's like you've gone, do you know what, sod it, I'm going to be single for a while, and that's where this ace comes in. Or you go, you know, you've gone, sod it, I'm going to start looking for a new relationship. There's this feels very different to just you've started a new hookup, or you've not hookup, but you know what I mean, a new dating life. It doesn't feel quite like that. It feels far more like there's a restart somehow. I don't know why I keep getting this idea of a reset, a restart, a do-over, a refreshing of things. That's what it feels like. It feels like this is an ongoing cycle, but in a new way because of that ace energy. So it doesn't feel like, normally with aces, the vibe I get is, oh, look, you've just met somebody and it's all going to start lovely, lovely. Are you going for coffee? Oh, we'll have sandwiches. Oh, maybe we'll have dinner one night, and now maybe you'll stay over. You know what I mean? There's not that progression. This feels almost like getting back with an ex, or getting, you know, restarting a relationship that was put on pause, or even saying to a loved one, look, do you know what? This ain't working. If we're going to be together, we need to change this. And then once we've done that, we'll pick it back up and see where we both are, and then we'll move forward. It's more of that vibe that I'm getting. But again, this difficult choices that's coming in here with this 7, that makes it even more interesting and even more confusing to a certain extent. We do have the Knight of Cups. So we've got the young energy here moving towards the slightly older energy. Now this, again, both of these figures are reversed. So I don't think either of these figures are particularly self-aware. The page, because it feels like very young, naive energy, and the knight, because it's that, sod it, I'm going to do what I want anyway. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mother. Yes, I am. Do you know what I mean? It's that vibe. It's that vibe. Now it is oh, sorry, it's not the knight. It's the king. That's why I was like, but it's the king reversed, which is why I'm getting that vibe. Right. So it's all of that. But this feels, come on, Wispy. Why am I getting knight energy with this king? Is this just a young, Wispy, is this just a young person? Is this just somebody that is physically young but is here because it's a relationship card? What is going on with this king? Because apart from the fact it looks like a very camp sort of slightly effeminate Julian Clary type kind of dress and cloak kind of combination, feels almost like pantomime. What is it? Come on, Wispy. It's right there. What is this vibe? What I'm getting, that this is more knight than king energy. Is this just the reversal? Because it does feel like this is not Okay, right. Okay, thank you, Wispy. I got it. This is somebody who should know better by this age or at this point or whatever that means, right? This is somebody who should have learnt this shit by now, right? And is still acting like a bit of a kid, still acting like a bit of a child. Oh, what was that word? What was that word, Wispy? Give it to me again. Tempestuous? Is that a word? Is that what I'm getting? I don't know. If that's a word, if that makes sense, can the mods put something in the thing? I don't think it is tempestuous, but it's something that sounds like that or something. It's a vibe of basically, so this king is not being a king. This king is abdicating responsibilities. This king is like Edward and Mrs. Simpson type thing. This king is acting on love and feelings and not going with any of their responsibilities, which is why I'm getting this knight vibe. So it's almost like the king is wanting impetuous. Thank you. I think that's what I was talking. Thank you, Holland. I think impetuous. Yeah, it must be impetuous. It must be. There was something else there as well. It's like I had two things coming together, two words coming together. I know, right? I'm about to make my own portmanteau words, but yeah, whatever this king is, he is absolutely abdicating responsibility, which is why it's coming up in the reverse situation. And normally this would be the opportunity, but I don't think this is an opportunity for you. It feels like, unless you want to get rid of the king, unless that's what's going on in your life, unless there is this sort of relationship that you want to kind of almost get rid of, in which case this is the opportunity to do it, because the king is not wanting responsibility anyway. So it's like if you say, okay, well, I tell you what, I don't know, for example, if there's a divorce, right, and the king is acting like a complete dick and doesn't want responsibility, then you say, I'll tell you what, then I'll look after the kids, but I also get the house and you've got to pay childcare. And the king's like, okay, I'll pick him up on Saturday and drop him back on Sunday. And then that works for the king because he doesn't want the responsibility of having the kids all the time, but it actually works in your favor because it means you've got what you want. You've got the house and the childcare and your weekends off. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe I'm getting. I don't know why this king is sticking in my throat. I don't like this king energy. Don't know who it is. Don't know what's happening. Do not like this king. Sorry, just don't. The 6 of Cups coming in, linking between the page and the ace. Again, this 6 is normally quite a positive card in terms of growing family, growing, putting down roots, having all of the anniversaries, the birthdays, all of this. But it's kind of in a weird situation. Linking these two is a little bit strange because it's almost like this challenge that's coming up here. It's like, hang on, let me come into the live chat. Names, is there hang on, right, okay, so there's an ex contacting you. Are there children involved somewhere? Because it really does feel it's not Wispy, Sarah. Wispy's an air elemental that works with the Akashic records. He doesn't do weather, but if he did, it would be the most. What's that line? Carlsberg. Wispy doesn't do weather, but if he did, it would be the best weather in the world. So if it's not children, then somebody is acting incredibly childish, because there is something here about hold on. Right, Wispy, give it to me straight. I need to know what is going on. We're going to pull out some clarifying cards. Right. So the 6 is linking this family element, which is all I can say. This is family. This is wanting the celebrations, the family, the all of that going on, if that makes sense. This is wanting all of these connections, all of these events, these shared moments, these shared experience going on. That is what keeps coming up, especially because we've got this Queen of Pentacles that's linking the Ace with the King. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is almost the Empress. It's almost the Empress. It's a very similar vibe. You can see we've got a similar type feel, except in this deck, we've got some grapes, we've got roses, we've got plants, pears. There's a bounty here. This is the abundance element of the Empress rather than the nurturing element. And this is coming in. So this is talking about there being a financial gain or a financial spend on nurturing. Holland is saying there's 4 children. Thank you, Holland. If the children are involved, I don't know whether the children are yours, Neens, or whether these children are somehow linked in with whoever this is. This could be that ex. I don't know, but it feels very much like on this hand, it's wanting to be a family unit. There's wanting to be this celebration of everybody together, everybody like having parties. But this Queen, I question the root cause of it. I question the come on, brain. I question the motive behind getting back together. It feels like somebody is wanting you to be a provider, have a new start, for you to be this provider while the King abdicates all responsibility. I don't know if this is right. And then we've got the Hangman reversed, which means we've got this element here of sacrifice, but the sacrifice is absolutely not connected to anything, if that makes sense. Like normally the Hangman, I'll show you, normally the Hangman is quite happily hanging there, smile on his face, blank face, whatever. This one's got a smile, and it's about hanging on the tree of life to receive the wisdom of the gods, to receive the runes. That's the whole point of it. 9 days, 9 nights. I used to say 40, but I've been corrected. Lying there upside down to get that knowledge, right? It's a sacrifice. When it's this way round, the sacrifice means nothing. It's like he's asking you to give up a lot of stuff here, there, and everywhere for nothing. And it's almost like a one-sided sacrifice. Does that make sense? It feels very much, Neens, it feels very much like, how can I put it? It feels like somebody is after, somebody wants you to step into a role within a unit, within a family unit, but they don't want to take any responsibility for that. It's like they want you in as a nanny rather than as a family member. And this is what these hidden motives are coming up here. Right. Wispy, I know, mods, that I've probably talked too long on this one reading, but it's there's something underneath the surface that feels sticky. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how sometimes the smell can be sticky and it's like it sticks to you and it's like, ugh, yuck. And it's like there's something here that's sticky. There's something here that feels not good. Wispy, I want to clarify what this sticky feeling is that I'm picking up. What is this? What is this element? Let's cut. Right, I'm doing 3 cards, Wispy. 3 cards. Let me know what this stickiness is that I'm picking up on, because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Right, what have we got? Knight of Wands. So confident, somebody being really quick, somebody being really fast to act in terms of confidence, in terms of their self-esteem. They're all about them. Very sort of selfish card coming up in the way that I'm getting the vibe for. The Moon being reversed. So this is taking away your intuition. This is going against your intuition. Have you got red flags, Neens? If there's a single red flag, then you need to absolutely run away screaming. Right? If you're in a red alert situation, we haven't heard that for a while, have we? If you're in a red alert situation, if your intuition is saying run, 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 then run. right? Because this is saying you're not following your intuition in this situation. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Money is at the root of this. So we've got a romance here that didn't feel romantic, and then we've got money being at the root of this. So there is something going on. Whoever this person is, whoever this king energy is, do not listen to a single word they say. Again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is only for entertainment. However, this Knight of Wands is all in it for them, acting very impetuously, but acting very, very fast for them, being very selfish, very very selfish, very self-centered, very almost narcissistic energy. This is you not following your intuition. I think your gut instinct is saying one thing and you're not listening to it enough, because we've got the Ace of Pentacles. What's wanted, this person, this is that sticky energy. They want money. They want to start a new thing. I mean, I know like the hand's out. Excuse me, the hand is out. But this is what they want. They're after a financial or benefit to them. So it might not be that you're worth millions of pounds, but it could well be that they want the, that caregiving role, that family, that queen role within the family, because again, it's linking back to this Queen of Pentacles here. I don't know if any of that is making sense, Neens. It feels like a really sticky situation. And I've got this, excuse me, I've got this cloying kind of, is that off? Yeah, I've got this cloying kind of feeling in the back of my throat that is like, I don't know, it just feels sticky to me somehow. I don't know if that makes any sense, my darling. Let me have a look in the live stream. It sounds like your ex. Oh God, don't let him back in. Don't let him back in. He wants your family to like him. He thinks you'll get back with him. Oh, just cut. Well, I would say cut ties, but yeah, cut ties. It's not a good situation. He may be coming across to you as, oh, he's changed, everything's lovely now. He's exactly. They may bleach their spots, but the spots are still there. Exactly. You can a leopard can put on a lion suit. It doesn't make him Simba. You know what I mean? It doesn't make him Simba. Block all of that, because this is Venom from Spider-Man vibe. This is like, it starts off being a suit, something external, and then it gets under your skin, and then it just gets this panicky, I don't know what the words are. My words aren't very good today. My brain is not braining very good. My brain is not braining very brainy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it feels very sticky, insidious, and not very good. So yeah, anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling. Manipulation, gaslighting, all of the red flags, I can't even say it, pernicious, all of the words that my brain is not hitting on today. But yeah, avoid like the plague. Anyway, hopefully that helps. But honestly, means like, absolutely not changed, and like I don't, like, literally red flag warning. And he's going to try really hard to get you to be back in some sort of family situation. There will be all sorts of declarations, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, presents, whatever the hell it is. There will be lots of, oh, but I've changed, I'm a different person now, I've learned, I've grown, I've developed, I've become a human. I know, Ed, but this is important. Anyway, hopefully that helps, my darling. Hopefully that helps. Right, let's do a free round. Sometimes readings need to be longer, and they just need to be what it is, because it's like there is so much connected to that. and I've got such a inky feeling. It is that sticky, icky. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Right. I'm going to, I tell you what, everybody, let's do this together, right? We're not doing the dance. We're not doing dancey. What we're going to, no. Absolutely not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. What I want to do, everybody, is, have I got, what's this one? No, this one? No. Do I not have? Oh, I know what I'll do. Right. So what we're going to do, everyone, to cleanse us of Neems's ex's energy, I'm going to play a little piece of music, and I want you to do something with me, okay? And you've all got to do it in the live if you're watching. And if you're watching this on repeat, by the way, good evening, welcome, hello to the replay crew. I hope you are enjoying the stream today. What we're going to do is we're going to slough off the energy. Slough with a O-U-G-H. We're going to slough off the energy, okay? And this is something we do in Reiki. So I'm going to play this. This one. The background for a couple of seconds. Oh, no, hang on. Look at my ADHD in full screen. No, there's one that's right. This one. Right, this is what we want. Right, so whether you can still hear me. Oh, you're back. Everything froze for a second. Bloody internet. So hopefully everything is just reconnected. It's saying on my end, it's all looking absolutely fine. Although on StreamYard's end, it's now looking like there's an internet issue. But once again, Virgin is being an arm. Now it looks like we're fully connected. Right, so before we do anything else, we're going to slough, okay? Slough off the energy. So what we do is you put your left arm out, your left arm in, out, no. Put your left arm out, and then we're going to take our right arm, we're going to go take our hand down our arm, and we're going to breathe out as we do it, okay? And then we're going to swap to the other arm, and then go back to the left. So we go, right? And then we go from with our right hand on our left shoulder, diagonally across our body like it's a crossbody bag. We go, and just shake, gonna shake it off, and that's it, right? So hopefully you've done that as well. It's a technique that we use in Reiki to kind of slough off any energy that is sticking to us. So sticky energy, it gets rid of, if that makes sense. Right then, so exactly, you just said there, look, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. So then let's have a free reading. Let's have a free round. So if you would like a reading, what do you need to do? All you need to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and that will come through, and I will pick one of those at random. So if you have just typed it in, please just select and copy and paste it again now. After this point, I'm going to play you a little video just so you've got about 30 seconds and just to remind you exactly what you need to do. Sorry, everyone. Connection issues again today. Right then, so I've got some questions up, so I am going to have a little look. Right, where are we looking from there to there? I am back. Yes, thank you, Patricia. Sorry, everybody. We thought we'd had this sorted this week. I don't know what the hell is going on again, but let's have a look. Right, we're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And we're going to go with this one. Is that a name? Is that a person? Yes, it is. Kelsbrick. Oh, a lovely name, Kelsbrick. Question: where does SM Virgo see our relationship with you, KB Gemini? Where does SM see your relationship going? Okay, I've got you. You blame the storm. I do blame the storm as well, to be honest with you. The atmospherics are absolutely atrocious at the moment. But also last week we had this, and we think it was Virgin's error. And I don't mean a virgin, like just somebody random in the street. I mean, you know, Virgin Media, the internet provider, who is not providing a very good internet at the moment. Anywho, right, let's have a look. Kelsbrick. So we are going to return that light on maximum. We are going to cleanse the space and bring in Wispy. So then, Wispy, what we need to know is, what is SM's how do you see, the relationship between SM and KB, a Virgo and a Gemini, in case you need to know that? How do you see their relationship going? How do you see the relationship with Kelsbrick and SM going? How did a card flip then? It looked like there was color. Was there color? Did anyone see that? Or is that just my dodgy eyes? I think it's just my dodgy eyes. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I swore a card flipped. That was really weird. Right. Okay. It felt pink colors. I don't know. Interesting. Right then, Wispy. So where does SM and KB, where does their relationship go? Let's have a look. So here we go. Yeah, Neens, let us know how it goes in terms of the X. Let us know how it goes. I've got an itchy hand. Why have I got an itchy hand? I know if it's the palm, it means money coming or money going, doesn't it? But interesting. Right then, 3-card reading. So a relationship reading, we will look at what you want, what your partner wants, and what the relationship future is. So what you want, Knight of Swords. Okay. What your partner wants. The Tower. Really? And what the relationship's future is. The Knight of Wands. Okay. This is weird. This is weird. Okay. But okay, Wispy. That's what we're going to do. So then, what you want, we've got the Knight of Swords. Now, Swords is challenge energy. Okay, so Swords is talking about wanting a change, wanting to keep growing, I guess, wanting challenges and hurdles and all of these things that keep life exciting. You want those, exciting times, if you like. You don't want to have the settling down right now, having the, both with your slippers on in the lounge with your tea on your lap, watching EastEnders or watching whatever soap operas are. You don't want that at the moment, right? You're not ready for that yet. It feels like you want to have some excitement. You want to have some challenges and sort of like go, oh, do you fancy going out for dinner tomorrow? Oh, you do? Well, there's this brand new place and it's like this puffer fish. And if you eat it, if it's not cooked at exactly 81 degrees, it will kill you. But if you eat it at 81 degrees, it's the most amazing thing you've ever had. So let's go there. And then, also, let's go. Should we go and climb a mountain tomorrow? Why not? Let's go. It's like you like that challenge type energy and that constantly, it's almost like the other deck. It's almost like that skateboardery sort of X Games type vibe. You like things to be a bit more exciting and a bit more impetuous, shall I say, and a bit more sort of a bit more spontaneous. Do you know what I mean? Your partner, we've got the Tower reversed. Now, this is interesting, okay? This is very interesting because the Tower normally, I mean, this is a very similar version to the standard right away. But the Tower normally, when it's this way up, is talking about things being not what they're alleged to be, things being not as they seem, things being, this tower being built on sand, not on rocks, that, you know, having the rug pulled out from under you. This way round, it's a little bit more about, trusting. And in terms of a relationship, it's a little bit more about blind trust, I guess, and wanting to believe that things are the way that they appear without looking too deeply under the surface. Does that make sense? So it's almost like you want excitement, and SB, combining your names now, SM is maybe looking for something that is surface and something that isn't very deep, if that makes sense. Because I get the impression with the Tower, the reason the Tower falls is because A, it's struck by lightning, and B, it isn't built on solid foundations. And so it's almost like SM wants something to stay quite light. They don't want it built up into be this massive, great big solid thing. So if your connection with them at the moment is still a bit surface, a bit sort of flirty, and a bit, you know, you haven't put rings on it yet, it's that sort of vibe. Do you know what I mean? It's like they like it to be a bit free and easy. And the way that the relationship goes in the future, we've got the Knight of Wands. Now this is interesting because it is talking about confidence, because for me Wands is all about confidence and self-esteem and all of those lovely things. The Knight energy is the slight thing here. So I question how old you are, for one thing, because I think, judging by the way these cards are falling, it feels very much that I think you're on the younger side of my audience. And the Knight of Wands is about growing that confidence, but doing so within within the realm of freedom, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you are wanting to have things that are kind of still open, maybe, and without being too tied down, but actually it's still being, you know, fun, and fun, growing together a little bit, but keeping it fun, keeping it light, keeping it exciting with this for you, and keeping it without getting too tied down. So that basically is your answer, right? You want things to be exciting and a bit challenging at times, and for things to keep, you know, surprising and spontaneous. He wants it to be, or KB wants it to be, again, no gender, KB wants it to be a bit more open, not tied down, not fixed in stone. And the way the relationship heads in the future is growing together with a bit of confidence, while still keeping that teenage vibe of it being a bit lighter and a bit free and easy, if that makes sense. So if that's the sort of relationship you want, my darling, then absolutely, Kelsbrick. Sorry, your KB and your partner is SM. Sorry, hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, basically it feels like if you just keep going the way you're going, then you will start to trust each other more and start to get to know each other more. But the secret is keep it fairly light, keep it fairly you know, dating maybe, rather than putting, you know, getting engaged and all of those things. Keep it fairly light for now, and it feels like that will keep it fun and spontaneous for you. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, thank you very much for your question. Right, let me swap cameras and then swap into the live. by the way, if you're new here, when I'm doing the readings, I don't have the live chat up normally. And if I do, I tell you that I pop it in. So, you've been dating for 3 months and you're in your 20s. Yeah, if it felt like you were on the younger side, I didn't want to say like 17, 18, but it feels almost like earlier 20s, if that makes sense, because it does feel like it's quite a new relationship. No problem at all, Cowsbrick. Hopefully that helps. Let us know. I don't think, Patricia, we'll be needing hats for this one. Not for a long time yet. Not for a long time yet. Oh, this is classic paper magic, and it works. Absolutely works. Just be aware that if you're around a lot of people that kind of piss you off, and you want a lot of people to piss off out of your life, then you do have freezers full of small plastic bags with names on pieces of paper in. Yep, that does happen. And then every time you clean your freezer out, at the back of the freezer are all of these random packets. And if you haven't told your partner at the time that you're doing a bit of a witchy thing, then it does look very suspicious having lots of small packets with names and pieces of paper on in the back of your fridge, in the back of your freezer. Just let you know. Just to let you know, especially if you add into the little plastic baggy things, like the things like this that hold earrings and things on Wish. And Temu and all of that, and sort of the bags you get earrings and stuff in, where they've got the little ziplock. You put your paper in, write their name, put your piece of paper in, put in some herbs, like some piss off herbs, so some spicy herbs, bit of chili, bit of ground whatever. Put that in, put it in your freezer, let them piss off. However, if the police ever come round to your house and then find 25 of these with herbs and mysterious stuff, because by the time it all freezes, it all looks a bit manky. If they ever come round and see loads of these in your freezer, just be prepared to do a lot of explaining. Not that I know that from personal experience, you understand. But yeah, it's very, very, it sounds really simple, but it is very, very, very powerful magic. Very powerful magic. Very powerful. This also works. Yeah. Write his name on some toilet paper, wipe your bum with it, get right in there, make sure you are very, very clean with it, do you know what I mean? And then flush it, and then you pass the shit to him. But yeah, it works. You've got a spell box for this job. We'll have to, I was about to say you'll have to show us, but we can't do that on a stream, can you? It's not like it's not a two-way thing, unfortunately. Anyway, should we open up another round? Shall we have another round? Shall we have some more questions in? Go on. Why not? If you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will pick one of those at random. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a handy dandy little reminder video type thing. I've just read the comment. Is that true? I was trying to Google it then. Is that true? I am going to Google it. Oh, hang on. Computer, does your bum hole have taste buds? She refused to answer it. Computer, are there taste buds in the anus?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
She's ignoring it, Ed. She's ignoring it. She doesn't want us to know. Right. the things that come up. Shanae Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter, Sarah, you are up, my darling. You're the only one who asked a question, so you get the question. That's good, isn't it? That's good. While we are all trying to work out whether Ed is just trolling us, because Ed does do that at times. Yeah, look, when I said about chilies, it reminded you. Holland is our fact checker. Holland is going to fact check it. Holland, let us know. Oh dear. I mean, if it works, I might actually end up going for a coffee enema. You know, that's. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh, Nina, good evening, my darling. I will do your reading straight after the one I've just said for Sarah, if that is okay, my darling. In fact, sorry, as per the thing, Sarah, I will read yours after Nina's. That's what I meant to say. So yes, Nina, good evening. You are joining us at a very interesting time in the stream. Hopefully it makes sense. Right, let's have a look. So then, my darling, you feel this person in your energy. That's good. We will try and track them down and see what Mike currently feels for you. So then let's change cameras. I can't wait for Holland to come back in with a definitive answer about the taste bud issue. That would be gosh. The things we talk about on this stream. Right then, so then Nina, hello sunshine, I feel this person in my energy. How does Mike currently feel towards me? Let's have a look. So we do the old ding-a-ling that cleanses the space that we work in, and I bring in Wispy. So there we go, Wispy. So Nina would like to know, Mike is around Nina's energy at the moment, but how does Mike feel towards Nina? That's what we want to know. How does Mike feel towards Nina? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh my. I I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I genuinely have nothing to say. Right, okay. Wowzer. So yes, thank you, Ed, for sharing that. I don't know what to do with that information. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Anyway, Wispy, back to Nina. How does Mike currently feel towards Nina? How does Mike feel towards Nina? Let's have a look. And we're going to do the let's have a look. We'll do the classic, where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is as an in. Are we getting both of those, Wispy? Both of those. Okay. Oh no, that was lots. That felt like the dropped one. The other two didn't. But okay, Wispy. Okay, I see you, my friend. I see you. Materialism is the one that I noticed that flipped. So that's the one we're going with. So materialism, the 15th card in the Major Arcana. Now, excuse me, if you've been around tarot for any length of time, or you are a tarot reader yourself, then the 15th card has a very different vibe to it in a lot of decks, doesn't it? And a different name. And the name on the other card 15s is this. Oh, it's the devil. It's the devil, right? So this deck has renamed the devil as materialism, and it's got the same vibe to it. Okay, so we've got the chains, and a lot of the Rider-Waite-Smith style decks, the chains are representing a couple of people that are chained together, which can represent marriage, contracts, things like that. In this version, you can see this person is kind of floating, just floating there. We've got temptation here over the rainbow, and this person is attached to all 4 of the tools of the tarot deck. And there's all sorts of sort of pseudo-Christian iconography with how this person looks, but it gets to that root of the devil card being about materialism. Now, because I've worked with this deck for as I say, the original version of this I had for 12 years, Wispy brings this up when it is that aspect of the devil card, that materialism aspect. Okay, so if it was one of the other sides of it, if it was about, you know, maybe about devil in the details, looking at contracts, things like that, it would be a different card that Wispy would bring. So this is purely and simply the materialistic element. So it feels like there is something here going on with money and being, and again, there's no problem with money when we look at the standard 5-point star. We normally look at the 4 elements at the bottom, and the 5th one being spirit. Okay, now in a lot of images, when you talk about the devil, you see the inverted pentagram, and all that is that spirit is now at the bottom, and it's putting the material world ahead of the spiritual world. So it's not evil or anything like that. In a lot of cases, it literally just means putting the material above spiritual needs. Now, sometimes we have to do that because we've all got bills to pay and rent to pay and everything else. So sometimes it is important that we are able to do that. But yeah, so anyway, this is not, don't get worried if this card or the devil card ever comes up in a tarot reading, because it never means that. It's a bit like the death card. It never means death. Right then, so we're going to do the where you are. Let me just push that right into the corner. Okay. The 6 of Cups reversed. Okay. Where you, what you need to know, a sacrifice element coming in, and what the opportunity is. Okay. Interesting. 7 of Swords. And then the connective tissue between these two, the 9 of Cups. Okay. The connective tissue between the Hangman and the 7. Oh, the Chariot. And the root of it is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Right. Okay. So, Nina, through the lens of the materialism card, through that as our clarifying card, we look at these. Okay. So we've got where you are, the 6 of Cups. Now, the 6 of Cups is interesting because it's about celebrating and wanting to celebrate all of those life achievements, those life journeys, in terms of things like relationships, in terms of, you know, all of those bits and bobs, if that makes sense, all of those things where you are connecting. Okay, but because this is reversed, it's feeling like it's feeling like there is a separation between you and Mike in terms of what you want, in terms of these sort of relationship goals. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes in relationships, it's like, you know, you are heading towards getting engaged, having kids, buying a house, all of those things that you want, you know, you know the steps. But this feels very much like, at the moment where you are, all of that has been parked. Do you know what I mean? So whether there's a stagnancy coming in there, all of that feels very parked. In terms of what your partner wants, we've got the Hangman. Now, the Hangman is all about sacrifice, and it's about waiting. Now, again, in this deck, I said it earlier, but in this deck, the Hangman is very much waiting on the Tree of Life, the Yggdrasil, for the knowledge of the runes, and it's been waiting for nine days and nights. So it's that sacrifice. And if you look at the card, this deck is one of the clearest elements where you can see they're not even tied to the branch. They're just hanging there mystically, but they're not tied. This is not a punishment. This is not a hardship. This is a self-sacrifice for long-term aim. Sorry, and this is what you need to know, not what your partner wants. Sorry, this is what you need to know. And so in terms of relationships, this feels like there has to be some, how can I put it? It's not the right time, right? It's not the right time at the moment. There has to be a waiting. I keep wanting to say a waiting period as if you're buying a gun. But it isn't about that. It feels like this sacrifice card. I don't know whether you've kind of been ships in the night passing in the past where you've had this sort of, it just hasn't felt like the right time, but it kind of feels like there's some lessons that need to be learned first. Does that make sense? It's like, it just feels like there's this missed opportunities, but the right time is coming, because it's almost like it's almost like Mike needs to sort some shit out first. Do you know what I mean? It's like he has to sort his shit out and then it comes in, especially with this materialism card. So I don't know if there's something going on. Again, looking at the aspect of this in terms of contracts, whether there's something here that Mike needs to get out of before maybe connecting with you in a deeper way. I don't know. There's definitely an element of sacrifice and waiting going on. Now, in terms of the opportunity position, you've got the 7 of Swords. Now, for me, Swords is all about trouble and strife, challenges, obstacles, and hurdles to overcome. Now, the 7, again, we've seen this card a couple of times tonight. The 7 here is about having some of those issues resolved, because we've got them, you know, visible, lined up all nicely in a row on the cliff edge. Everything's fine, but we've got these other ones hidden in the background, and these haven't dropped yet. So there are some issues that Mike is dealing with which are yet to drop. Now, the fact that this is reversed is saying that I do feel that this energy is coming in, but it's not going to bring in, it's not, how can I put it? It's not hardship that it's bringing in. It's not difficulties. It is challenges, and it is new, because the swords are also linked in with the air. It's also linked in with like new ideas and new ventures. So there's something here going on around some difficult decisions that are being made between you, and that somehow there's an uncovering perhaps of what this problem is. That's going to be uncovered, but it's going to be resolvable, right? Because this isn't, if it was this way up, it's a weird position for this card to come up in, because it's basically flipping the switch. So if it was this way up, it would say the opportunity is that these are going to drop and it's going to cause more harm, whereas this way around, it's like the opportunity is coming for this to be realized and for you to have this discovery without it being a be all end all. Do you know what I mean? That isn't going to be the killing stroke from the swords. It isn't going to be too much of a damage. It's more about enlightenment than it is about, you know, having more shit to deal with, if that makes sense. Now, the connective tissue between the 6 of Cups and the Hangman, we've got the 9 of Cups. So it's connecting basically where you are and what you need to know. The root behind that, it feels like there is a lot of love type vibe energy. So I don't know whether this is, I don't know whether you've been in a relationship, whether you're in a relationship currently, but it feels very much like there is a lot of fondness. I would say the L word, it does feel a very loving card. Whether that word's come up in a relationship, whether it's a bit early for that, or whether it, you know, that happened and then things happened, got in the way, and now you're kind of repairing something. It does feel like there is a very, very strong connection here underlying the reason for this waiting period, almost, if that makes sense. And we go from the Hangman to the 7 via the Chariot. So again, there's a journey here, and this Chariot is upright. And the Chariot is one of those cards that gets misunderstood a lot. Now, a lot of people see this as travel. It can be, but in most cases for me, this reflects a journey. And this is a journey towards victory, okay? Because this Chariot is a regal winning chariot. This is not the chariot that has been through the war, been knocked and piked and stabbed and all of that. It's not been set on fire. It's not gone through mud. This is a ceremonial chariot for the victor. This armor is shiny and glittery and gorgeous. This has not been dented by arrows and pikes and stabs and knives and swords. And the person carrying, or the person riding the chariot, steering it, has this gorgeous metal flagpole with this wonderful flag with all the stars on, shining brightly. This is a card. This is a ceremonial chariot of victory. So this journey is linking the sacrifices that you're having to make at the moment, the sacrifices about knowledge, this long term, into these questions being answered. Okay, so this is a positive card for this. This is saying that actually, once it's revealed why the delays have been put in place, why there's been a bit of hesitancy, once all that comes to light, it will lead to these questions being answered and getting a deeper understanding and a deeper meaning, which again, with this materialism card coming in as kind of like the overview, it's almost, again, flipping that switch with the materialism. It's saying that actually this is going deeper. This is more than just materialism. It might feel like that on the surface, but the deeper we get, it gets more and more emotional. And then right at the base, the root of this, between you and Mike, we've got this Wheel of Fortune energy. Now, again, the Wheel of Fortune for me is an interesting card because it talks about risk and reward. Okay, so this is that card of, like, you might go to the roulette wheel, put all of your savings on, I don't know, red 10. I don't even know what numbers correlate because I've never been in a casino in my life. But say you go on red 10 and then you might lose all your life savings, or you might, do you double it? Do you times it? But I don't know how it works, but you might win big is what it's saying. Now, this is reversed. So the question is coming up here about how much are you willing to risk? How much does it feel like a risk for you to be in this relationship? How much are you willing to put up? How much of the ante are you willing to put up? Because it kind of depends on where you get to this solution. Okay, so if I take this middle one out of the root and we look at more of a where you're going to where you've been to where you're going, so we again reallocate the cards a little bit. We go from your past of maybe the two of you not having the best of connection in terms of a family vibe and not necessarily wanting that same thing, but there being a deep connection, possibly on that long-term love connection, that really deep, intense connection. But there is a risk inherent in this relationship. So whether there is a question that hasn't been resolved, whether there's a financial issue from the materialism, whether there is something that has to be finalized. So it could be a divorce. It could be selling a property. It could be that you've got your own business and you're not sure whether Mike's wanting, half of your assets or whatever it is. There's a question here. But from that question, from that little bit of uncertainty, we have this journey that you're going to go on and that you need to go on together because it's linking up with this feeling. So go with the feeling, discover what the feelings are, discover how that feels. Literally, you say you feel this person in your energy. How does that work? What is the journey of those emotions? What is that emotional connection? And then we go through to having all of the unanswered questions being brought to light and being answered, and that leading to this deeper level of understanding. So yeah, hopefully, Nina, hopefully that makes sense. It feels like there's a lot of talking that you need to do with each other, a lot of trust building. But again, this is all about, are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to spin that wheel? Okay, and it feels like at the moment you're not sure yourself. You don't know whether you want to spin this wheel because it's reversed. And the thing is, the one thing I would say, my darling, only you can decide that. Only you can decide whether it's worth it for you. But have a think about what is the worst thing that could happen. Okay, what is the worst case scenario? If you spin that wheel and enter a relationship with Mike, what is the worst case scenario? If that relationship comes to an end and you're 5 years down the line and you've got a business that's co-owned and all of that, Can you imagine getting your life out of that situation? And if the answer is yes, then you can deal with your own worst case scenario. Anything that isn't that is a bonus. Do you know what I mean? Anything that isn't that outcome, you're going to survive in some way. So just think very carefully about whether or not this risk is worth the reward. But it does feel, with this materialism card coming through, it does feel like there is a strong connection with this, the other aspect of this being change and having this sort of, it's almost like prenup and then working partnership arrangements somehow. But anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. And thank you so much for your donation, and thank you for your question, and thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. Right, let me entertain you. No, let me just take that off the screen. Right then, let me have a look in the comments. There we go. You've been oh, hang on. He has to sort his shit out. No contact since October. Okay. Gambling is a big thing with that card. Yeah, he was making it. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. You left while he was at work. He was making it a habit every week with threatening to break up, and so you followed through. There is a lot of affection still there. That 9 of Cups is all about affection and love, and that's still there. Now, if that's coming from you, then that might be something that you need to be very, very aware of if you spin that wheel. Thank you, Ed. If you spin that wheel again, be very, very, very aware of it. It feels like, in all honesty, it feels like there could be a future between you. It really does feel like there could be a future, but that Hangman in the what you need to know, it's like, is that sacrifice worth it? Is that sacrifice worth it? If you are spinning that wheel again, you've got to be very mindful of that sacrifice in that position. But anyway, thank you very much. Just before we leave, just before we end tonight, I know we are 5 minutes over. Again, it's me, so you know we're always going to be slightly over. Shannon, the Demdike, the Wiccan Midnight Crafter. I've got your question here. I'm going to do it as a single card pull. Okay, will you get your shelving for your witchy room up soon? Well, you see my witchy room behind me on the members only live. Oh, I didn't even light my candle. Look, it's still there. On my members only live stream just before I came on, they saw the secrets behind the cushion. Where can you say? There you go. There's the cushion. This Coven of Kindness cushion, just there. They saw behind. You know, in the Wizard of Oz, do not look behind the curtain. That is basically what happened. And yeah, so my witchy room also needs totaling and redoing. So then, Wispy, very simple, 1 card pull is the Shining Demdike, the Wicked Midnight Crafter. Sarah, is the shelving unit going to get put up any time soon? Right then, I will just carry on shuffling for one quick moment. And by the way, if you haven't already, please do go ahead, hit that like button, ding your bell, so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video or go live. Make sure you change your settings to all. I did put a community tab on this week, and basically it looks like I'm going to be doing some single YouTube short card of the day readings again, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Right then, Sarah, this is going to be a yes or no. Okay, if it's a positive card, it's yes, your shelving will be up soon. If it's a negative card, it will be no. There'll be some more procrastination going on. Oh, the Knight of Swords. No more procrastination. Wow, that's the old look at that. Not only is it reversed, but it's the Knight of Swords reversed. I mean, the Knight of Swords is that teenage rebellious energy bringing in issues and problems. Yeah, and it's reversed, which means it feels like it can't be asked, can't be bothered. Oh, I'll do it next week. It's too windy outside. Sarah, it's too windy outside. You can't possibly put the shelf up when it's this windy. I know you're in a probably a brick or a concrete building. It's probably not going to go anywhere. And you'll be using shelves which have probably got brackets or something that is probably quite solid, right? It's not made out of gossamer thin webs and, you know, spider webbing and a little bit of silk. It's probably quite solid, but can't do it this week. I'm sorry, because of the winds, because of the storm, because of the bad weather. And if you haven't got bad weather where you are, well, then it will be coming your way this week. So you don't want to get started and then have to not be able to put up the shelf. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. There's coffee to be drunk. There's food to be eaten this week. It's not just not feeling the vibe. Your tarot reader said not this week. Okay, my darling. I hope that helps. That's what you say. Sorry, I couldn't do my homework because my tarot reader said no. And on that note, oh my God, I do talk some rubbish. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you for being here. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful couple of days. And I will be back on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. We do this every Tuesday, every Sunday. Do please keep an eye out. Yeah. I guess Fibro says no. Exactly. No, sorry. Computer says no. So yeah, anyway, I will be back very, very soon. Probably, and they're probably a builder as well, because that normally happens. I'll be back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. Until then, if you would like, you can always go across to my website, which is at beyondauthentic.co.uk. You can email me over there if you want to book a reading, or you can just head over to that website and you can book a reading on there as well. Or you can find me on Fiverr. Just look for Beyond Authentic. The I in Authentic is the number one. And yeah, I will see you all again very, very, very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.